Music. Dun, 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 dun. All right, I think we're ready to go live now. I, of course, still didn't fix your camera in the interim, but I'm doing that now. So you've picked a match for us while I've been frustratingly dealing with all of this, yeah?
That's true, I did.
Who
TAiLS versus Billowy.
Ooh, PvP to kick off our morning. How spicy.
Yes. The winner of this goes on to face Innovation. I was actually looking at Myungshik versus Nice, but they had already started.
Nice. Actually, there's I don't know if you checked in. I just remember looking at the bracket. I saw Gyolzing on there. He wasn't too bad when we saw him.
Nah, I didn't check in.
But okay, so that means on the brackets, Lee Sin-hyung is Innovation. I know that we saw that name before and went, who the heck's that guy and how's he doing so good? And then it was like, oh, well that explains about everything there, doesn't it?
Yep. Not their Innovation.
Also, I am back on the Scarlet Focusrite setup. I have downloaded every driver possible, but I fear there's a good chance, and I even segmented it off, so it's got its own USB. There's not even another USB plug near it, okay? It's on the other half of the computer, so there's still a good chance it's going to randomly go robotic during the cast today. If this happens, obviously you guys in chat are going to Mr. Destructoid it up, but hopefully Zombie Group can let me know in appropriate time so that we can not have to sit through it for very long. At any rate, welcome one and all back to the BTSL. I forgot to change the overlay to the new Game Heart. 1 sec. Let me just do it before I forget. Boop, boop. The BaseTradeTV Star League. $200 for prizing every single week, 100 guaranteed by us, and the other 100 hopefully brought by you guys, the fans. Even if you don't have money to contribute yourself or you just don't want to, you can still do it for free with the coupon code BTSL7, as in the number 7, over on the Match Arena page. Type !Match Arena for more information, but spotting on the top left, scuttled pretty quick by his opponent, it is the blue Protoss Billowy.
In the bottom right is the red Protoss. He is TAiLS.
Oh, and of course, along with the other many things I'm not good with, I have mouse scrolling I need to fix. So I felt your pain of the co-op mission, actually, playing on Korea this week.
Oh, did you?
A little itty bitty bit. So, if you guys haven't seen, Zombie Group actually uploaded our co-op run at things this week. I didn't record my point of view of it, but I played a bunch of it with Nate and some other people. And, man, I thought this is not a tough one. I hear a lot of people talk about how difficult it is, so there I am with Carrick's on North America thinking easy peasy. But I think he also might be one of the better heroes for this week's. I finally did beat it with Stukov on Korea, but on Korea I only have Stukov, so my options were very limited, and you quickly learn the limitations of what you're able to do when your allies are not Vorzin.
Yeah, I was pretty sure Carrick's and Vorzin were like the best combo, and also just being able to tell each other what to do, and like if someone's got it or not. Simply like 1 minute, full 60 seconds of not realizing one or the other person has a Void Rift, and it suddenly like really snowballs hard. So I know some people had defeated it with Stukov, and then someone else was like actually did it with Kerrigan, and they were pretty proud of it. But that mutation, it snowballs very quickly. You have to be on top of it.
Yeah, that's anyone with a Void Rift though. Like a lot of folks complain about like, oh, I don't like playing with the Blizzard and blah blah, but anyways, that's co-op, and I love co-op, and hopefully you guys play co-op from time to time, but we do have things starting to spice up a little bit here. A minor attack comes across the map. I'm actually really curious about this proxy out of Billowy. I mean, you could go with the typical Stargate, but I feel like it's a little bit ill-timed, so yeah, the Robo makes a lot more sense. And is this not going to get scouted? Oh, no.
Yeah, it's lucky.
He'll see this? Oh, I don't actually know if he'll see this. That's going to be tight.
I don't think. It's,
we're gonna watch this.
Well, if he goes to the Zelnaga.
Yeah. Okay. The Zelnaga.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So that's cool then. That's a reason not to put it there. But if you're gonna be checking for proxies.
Oh, this is actually a problem.
That thoroughly.
Stalkers, of course, have no problem killing that pylon. And the mothership, of course, she was kind of floating around in the middle of the map, but then went back home. I guess worried about an attack over there. So 3 or 4 extra pylons being built. It looks a little bit silly, but it's 100% necessary.
Yeah, something tipped TAiLS off, and this isn't starting off that well at all. At all. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. He can't get an Immortal out. He might be able to warp in, but there's not much point in that. I don't know. Yeah, oh god.
Yeah, the second overcharge is too
oh god.
much. Oh, Billowy. Getting wrecked here. Pylon from pylon looks so silly in the middle of the map like this, but only one of the pylons has vision, so riggedy wrecked. The fact that the Robo went down, this was a committal out of Billowy to say the least, and the fact that the Immortal is so close to finishing is going to hurt. He has to continue pressing the issue though, because he invested in basically anything except a Nexus. So as he goes for the attack here, he does have an ample army supply. His opponent has no Mothership Core. There's no overcharge for this. There's a small window of opportunity for Billowy, but if TAiLS can hold, then TAiLS wins.
You might.
Pretty big if, though.
Time Warp comes down, Mothership Core finally pops, but no pylon, no overcharge. He can lose probes. He can lose more than an even amount because they have the second Nexus. But this might still snowball. Like, Billowy still has 4 gateways with a proxy pylon that is instantly warping in.
That's actually cool, the move to recall to the main. Looked a little bit silly, but things like this are exactly what you want to do. It TAiLS with a great force field cuts the stalker count in half.
Yeah, I was fearful that he wasn't actually going to get it down, but just barely enough to really make it worth it. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a second one, and it's still going up against what is still, I think, superior gateway count. Oh no, he just is a bit slow in the warp in. It's 4-4, and theoretically TAiLS should be winning, but he's already snowballed a little bit.
Well, he's got Blink on the way too, which will help out immensely, clearly, but Zealot getting some good swipes in, Stalker's training up best they can.
Yeah.
Billowy, I don't think he's got enough left over to steamroll through this.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I said theoretically I think TAiLS would be the one, because he had that little burst of a production. You know, he finally matched the gateway count and he had the economy, until recently when he lost all those probes, so... but I think Billowy really took a pretty good fight to start things off with the natural.
This Zealot has been a silent MVP of these fights, by the way. It's doing a lot of damage, and Billowy's trying to ignore it, but in doing so, it's gotten 3 Stalker kills.
Yeah, for sure. Blink is almost done as well, and that'll help out. I mean, there's a lot of Stalkers to blink back, but just a tiny little bit of micro will help out.
It's crazy. Like, Billowy really brought this close with all of his plans being shut down through that Robo. I can only imagine if he had that Immortal with this composition that he would have won this game before Blink even had a chance to finish.
Yeah.
But there's that Blink coming into play. Really nicely done. 2 Zealots giving chase to these Stalkers as well. They can soak hits if they need to. Oh, this Blink looks so silly, but it's so cool and it's so tight and it's so down to the ropes. So the whole Nexus up. I think TAiLS has finally got it.
Oh yeah, Billowy has to win. Unless he literally kills 10 more probes, and then maybe there's like a Nexus game in here. Even if he kills this Nexus, I just think, you know, TAiLS obviously has Blink, so that'll be a little bit better. Billowy's not willing to give up yet. TAiLS is still struggling a little bit.
Like, Billowy actually has a fairly good army count with this, and these fights haven't been so ragtag and one-sided, but with the Adepts being mixed in, I'm truly curious to see if that'll make a big difference. They can deal with the Zealots a lot better, at least.
That's true, and they could get those probes I was talking about. And if he gets the probes and the Nexus, then there might be a follow-up macro game, which would be really weird, but possible. It's taking a lot of shots from the Stalkers as well, and the Stalker count isn't really that. It's actually not in favor of TAiLS anymore. It's 8-6, 8-4, 7-4.
Yeah, we cleared out the Adepts, which are, like, I think, the bigger problem here. Blink's going to serve him well as you retain some of the Stalkers up to the high ground. Nexus is so close to going down.
Yeah, I don't know if he really should have taken that fight. Thinking that Blink was a lot better than it was. He was going up against a superior army. And now he loses the Nexus and he loses an army.
And Billowy's got a Guardian Shield ready to go with the Sentry.
Oh, Billowy's still going to make this work.
I'm surprised. God. Blink is actually such a one-sided ability, too. Like, it is the world of difference when it comes to fighting. And TAiLS should have, in almost every case, had this game, I feel. But, well done out of Billowy. And I'm surprised, but it works out in the end.
That was a constant balancing act, but I do feel like it comes back down to just that first... It started a little bit of a snowball. The first attack going into that natural Nexus without the Photon Overcharge. And I mean, I don't think there's any arguing that it wasn't worth killing that Robo. I mean, that was a pretty important part of the game too, but it almost like was questionable since obviously the game still went in Billowy's favor.
Well, loser's pick for the BTSL, so we'll get to find out what TAiLS wants to see next. Again, a quick reminder and first good morning as well, because we had a bit of a rough start today, but the winner of this will go on to fight against Innovation. It's a big part of why we picked the matchup, which would be cool to see. Bottom side of the bracket, though, as much as I'm like on the Innovation hype train and I think he's really great and all that, Gumiho's been tearing it up lately. Like, whether it's the Alima League, the BTSL, GSL, like, Gumiho is actually like the stone cold badass this season.
Oh yeah, I expect it to be her Innovation versus Gumiho. Yeah,
that'd be pretty awesome. But not to count a live or keynote, as they're both down there as well, fighting against each other, sadly.
Yeah, I am kind of hung out a little bit. Gumiho's TVT is pretty good.
I got such a reality check yesterday, by the way. So
good, because you needed one. I'm just kidding.
Why would I need a reality check here for what? My insatiably large ego? Like, I'm not sure where we're going with this.
You're working at esports too long.
Your sense of self is too high, Rifkin. No,
well,
so
what happened?
I forgot that when you, what is it, CIS, right? Every time I've heard, like, I've seen that phrase over the last, like, 3 or 4 years, it's been like, cisgender, white, male, blah, 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 social justice work. Like, in that context, right?
Okay.
I didn't know, like, I guess I've known this, but I didn't know, so to speak, that it also stood for this Commonwealth of Independent States, the CIS. Kind of referring to the Russian Commonwealth or whatever it is, right? So I saw someone from Twitch tweet about this really cool boat thing. And what this guy did was he rented a boat for a party and hung the Twitch banner on it. And that doesn't sound so crazy and weird, except the banner is like, welcome to the cis mixer. And I'm like, wow, they support that? Like, that's okay, that's interesting. And then we got quickly informed, like, yeah, that's for the Commonwealth.
Wait, but what did you think they supported? Like,
well,
you sound so shocked.
So I thought this was some sort of like anti-social justice warrior mixer with Twitch's logo on it, like cis people only.
I think
right?
If you're anti-social justice, you don't even use the word cis.
Okay, that's a fair point. But for me, I had that moment where I'm like, I can't.
That's funny.
I can't believe this is on a banner on a boat with Twitch's logo, and they would push that through, much less tweet about it. Like, what?
That's pretty funny. Well, I mean, okay, like that other thing is though I feel is pretty weird too. Like I don't quite follow why they was called a cis mixer.
Well, because it is like a Russian Twitch party, I guess. So.
Oh, it was okay.
Anyways,
I thought it was going.
I bring this up, I guess, because I saw the Twitch logo and it made me do a double take. But of course, I do want to remind you guys that without Twitch, we wouldn't have the BTSL. Actually, they've been supporting it since January of this year, every single week, 4 times a month. It's pretty awesome. Spawning in the top left, he's down a game at the moment. Excuse me, it is TAiLS.
In the bottom right, is the red Protoss. It is Billowy.
Anyways, the other part of that story is just that I guess I consider myself fairly open-minded to many things. It was just the first time I caught myself in a long time going like, huh, that just doesn't make sense because it has to be one way and there's no other way about it. Like I couldn't actually think of it as like another point of view, just that I couldn't believe that social justice warriorism had entered the fray.
Interesting.
Actually, what's really interesting is this opening combo out of TAiLS. A Sentry and a Zealot?
Yes, that is weird.
I mean, I can see this maybe defensively if you're really worried about Billowy getting down and dirty with something, but I like the cancel on the Zealot. The Sentry is still an expensive push through to get this early, but the Zealot made no sense.
Yeah, I don't know how to comment on that one. PvP expert, but it almost seemed like getting the Zealot before you could get the Stalkers, like you do versus Zerg, was something where he was going to scout for a pylon, again, and this time he's gonna be like, I'm really gonna get it this time because I have a zealot. But then he made a sentry with a zealot, which is like the opposite of damage.
This is also
So,
a very expensive unit to be scouting. The way it
right?
is.
Like I don't like it's like my theory seems to be true with the sentry scouting, but the sentry doesn't do a lot of damage. Why would it? I don't understand. Why is it scouting?
It sees the probe only to ignore it. I don't know what's going on
It's
right
like
now.
gonna be the sneakiest force field ever, and then no follow up.
Yeah, look at where this is rallied. I'm not
Did he miss hotkey? Like, no, he definitely knows there's a sentry over there.
hallucinating oracle and make it look like a proxy oracle, I guess.
There's a thought. That could be cool. I was also gonna
Nope,
say
it's a
just
Phoenix.
What? Why would you?
I would love
make sure the Phoenix is in there.
I would love to like peek inside TAiLS' brain right now and understand what exactly we're watching. Now, I guess to be clear, this isn't like, oh my god, he's wasting all this time and money and minerals and like, what a joke of a player. But it is just so odd. I really can't fathom what that was meant to do that it couldn't do normally.
I feel like it was a miss. Like they're just like, oh, I have a sentry, I better do something with it. But it doesn't make any sense for that to happen. And okay, the probe scouting it really made this the most dangerous part. I don't know what Billowy. I thought Billowy was gonna go search for it and kill it and just be like freebie. Great, an entire sentry died, but he didn't. So no harm done, really.
It's technically no foul, I guess. Yeah.
Well, now he has 3 sentries, which I'm pretty sure is 1 more than usual. Well, really, depending on how you play, it's 3 more than usual. But yeah, the devs get in here. Force fields can help out, but they're also the most vulnerable point of TAiLS' army, so one gets sniped.
Yeah, it's a big, expensive unit to lose to adepts like this, but looks like Mothership Core and Overcharges should have this on lockdown, and this is going to be an annoyance to clean up, but not the end of the game.
Well, Billowy really is making it most, well,
Why,
okay, I was gonna say.
though?
Yeah, he could have made it more annoying, but just staying out of the range of the photon overcharge until it was done. Oh well.
Yeah, or just letting the transfer go through.
Or that, yeah. Or just why though perfectly explains the sentry to me right now. Like,
Why though explains map 2 in general right now.
why cancel whatever he just canceled? Is it Robo? No, it's Twilight Council. Is Robo still alive? I don't know.
No, it couldn't have been Twilight Council
No,
because he
it's
has one.
Twilight Council's
He's
still
researching
alive.
Blink.
Wait, what costs so much money and gas?
It was what, 150 cancel?
It was a 150.75.
Maybe it's the
He
Robo
has all
Bay
the
or
things.
something. I wasn't looking, to be honest. Turn the stream on.
Yeah, right?
Go watch that delay. We'll solve this mystery.
He has everything he needs back in his main base, so none of my guesses are correct. It might have been the robotics bay. It's
You know,
that would have been super quick.
this planet's really green, if you know what I'm saying. It might be affecting the minds of the people involved in it today with a question mark.
It's just a confusing game. I mean, it like on one hand, if TAiLS only shows that robotics bay to Billowy because Billowy only checks the natural, then that's kind of a cool plan. But like the main has all this other research going, so I couldn't imagine TAiLS could actually afford a robotics bay, and maybe that was the master plan, was to fake out Billowy. But now it just looks kind of weird. He has +1. He has Blink against, Billowy only has Resonating Glaive, so. And Immortals. Don't underestimate the Immortals. That's so many sentries.
My middle mouse is still broken. This is so annoying.
Oh,
Good guys,
that's-
Corsair was supposed to have me a new mouse before the end of the week, but I guess it didn't get here before the weekend, so hopefully I have it on Monday. It's middle mouse button's pretty important for scrolling smoothly.
Yeah. Well, that is a lot of adepts, and certainly they can take out the sentries they got on top of them, but more importantly, they can split the army as they get into that main base. There's a lot of potent overcharges, and I'm still like hesitant to believe this would work, but he did successfully draw TAiLS entirely to his main base, and then shades out successfully with about half of his adepts.
Yeah, my concern there was that he wasn't taking advantage of that, but that force field out of Billowy so sick.
Oh god. I mean, that's perfect. Exactly what he would need. TAiLS still has quite a scary army, and again with that upgrade. Yeah, that would have been really great. So I'm a little worried that maybe Billowy like loses a fight, for instance, and then is counterattacked. But these adepts not going to transfer through. Okay.
Warp Prism adding a little bit of micro to the backside of this. 12 probes have gone down, and this isn't so bad out of Billowy. But the Warp Prism gets picked off, and the Immortals are left without micro. Could get some more army for this, and as long as Billowy doesn't die to a counterattack, I think he got a decent fight. There's a problem, though, where TAiLS does have +2 weapons, so counterattack is certainly going to go in his favor if he's fighting small amounts of units. GG.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the world made sense a little bit at the end of the game.
Caramba is where I'm going with this one.
Why though? Yeah.
Yeah, why though is yeah.
It's fine.
Well, we'll find out what map 3 is here in a moment. We'll go to our first commercial break of the day. Thank you guys for watching and joining and helping get that prize pool bumped up there. We're up to $121 so far, and of course, Laser SCQ, if you're tuning in still, man, throws in about $5 to the prize pool. Says StarCraft 2 supply drop flies away. All right, see you guys soon. All right, folks, we're back. Thanks for watching that break. We're getting into game number 3, and if you're just joining us in the broadcast today, excuse me, it is our first best of 3 of the day, so you have not missed much. Things are tied up now 1-1, and we'll see if this is maybe a game that makes a little more sense. In the bottom right, it's going to be our blue barcode, Billowy.
In the top left, there's the red Protoss. It is TAiLS.
Wow. If you guys saw that happen the same way in real time and XSplit didn't put any delay there, you'll see how bugged out the camera was. Did you submit this through the that NDA email we have with Blizzard, by the way?
Oh no, I haven't. I should do that. I thought about doing it actually, I think like 2 nights ago, and then I realized I deleted the video as I was sleeping, and I was like, no, and then I fell asleep.
It's certainly an annoying problem that I really hope they fix sooner than later. It just makes it so difficult to observe.
Did you see the bug that Scarlet posted about the stasis trap?
I saw it on Reddit. I didn't actually see it though. What's the dealio with that one?
So it's like as I understand it, I only glimpsed at it too. It's that occasionally there's like an RNG on the stasis ward with maybe it's Lings in particular. I'm not sure about that one, but at some points only a single Ling will attack a stasis trap. And in doing that, like, it survives. So you can literally be in a scale, like a large scale battle, and put down stasis traps during the battle because it won't be killed fast enough because only one Ling's attacking it. Whereas other times it gets fully surrounded and all the Lings attack it. So I'm guessing this has happened to her a couple of times. And that does explain some of the fights I saw at WCS yesterday too. Like there's like a Jon Snow Peely game or something like that where I was like, those are like a lot of Lings. Like, how do the stasis traps actually finish and get caught off? And I guess that's the bug.
It's really interesting, actually. I'll have to go look into that. First off, thank you, Juvia's Loxer, or damn it, I almost said it right, Juvia Loxer, for the 2,500 bits. Hot guacamole. Nice. Also, quick shout-outs go to Finales for the 35-month resubs. This is almost 3 years.
And tier 3.
Oh shit, and tier 3. Thank you for pointing that out. And speaking of tiers, we got tier 2 from Cassiana, 36 months, saying, thought I already did this. How's the soundproofing? It's actually pretty good. I gotta finish it though. There's definitely some issues with it, but it is pretty good.
Cool.
Oh, then last but not least, Angel Wings 1 and Ninjago. Thank you guys for that support. Now the overcharge pops off and deals with these adepts pretty quickly, so Billowy's not going to take much. Unlike our Bit Boss, which got slaughtered by Julia. There's the double shutout. No, but that was no real sweat off. I think Billowy's back, and even finds 2 more adepts in the middle of the map, so just has to walk back and overcharge and stalker combo once again. I really don't think TAiLS is going to get anything with this.
No, so far TAiLS not having a very successful opener, but still a lot of aggression to come. If you can get a sentry, that might be worth it.
He's not even going for the overcharge. He's so confident he's feeling.
Yeah, very nicely down with that force field. He pylon blocked the natural, which TAiLS is definitely planning on taking eventually. I mean, he has 2 gateways, starting on a warp gate now, still more adept on the way, and an oracle. Like, he's trying to find a weakness somewhere, but if he continues to find no probe damage, this is a pretty bad opener for TAiLS.
Another 2 depths coming in. Look at 8 probe. Not so bad.
Starting to rack up. Gets 2.
Penny pinching the probes.
Does pop the overcharge, but the stalkers are placed both in the main and the natural. 2 oracles. Maybe? Maybe go for it? I don't know.
Yeah. The sentry's gonna be a vulnerability here too, of course, to the oracles, but for TAiLS, this is so much dedication to even up the worker count. And I think in some way this still puts him behind. His Nexus isn't done. His advancement towards Robo and otherwise is going to be later, so Billowy should have 1 to 2 Immortals on him if production's constant. And he gets that Oracle. This has been a really good start for Billowy. There's no question about it.
Yeah. And well, TAiLS has managed to kind of even up the probe count, because what it could have been is much worse. Billowy could have been up 6 workers, so that is important. TAiLS does so by losing a lot of army and, yeah, being behind with the Immortals. So that is definitely a concern. And if Billowy with this Jose Phoenix sees, what he probably is thinking, having defended so well, there might be an attack attempt. But Billowy might also just be fine playing more of a macro game, taking advantages of his advantage, going for faster third, things like that. Get more ahead. Someone says that occasionally.
Who?
I think the same guy that the pylon's named after. Like a single pylon.
I don't think I've ever heard In Control say that.
Yeah. That's true.
I'm putting all this effort in to be like jokingly ignorant about this, and like watches Artosis will never find out about it. Yeah,
never.
He'll be the one person.
Although, so I was rewatching the Buell games with GSL, and I actually had the sound on this time, and he was talking about how much he just loves watching the Alima League. Just gonna drop it as many times as possible. There you go.
Artosis actually he's pretty dedicated to StarCraft in terms of like watching other stuff. Yeah, whether it's like us or others. But I will say, it still blows me away that when we met Artosis in person, this is my first time I've ever met Artosis in person, right? We're getting dinner with him at TAiLS in Korea, and he kind of like makes fun of me for the Ace T amount. I'm like, oh my god, you know about that? Like, not sure if excited or embarrassed.
Yeah.
Alright, well, there's another just fun thing while we're waiting for the game to ramp up here, guys. This actually got really downvoted on Reddit, which blows me away. But somebody found out that if you watch some of our broadcasts where we're already, say, less energetic than average at 50% speed, you suddenly get a drunk cast out of it. It is pretty funny. He had linked this one particular moment, one of our VODs, and Zombie when speaking normally doesn't sound weird at all, but at 50% sounds like she can't figure out words, and she's like going through the motions slowly of like
I guess it didn't work link-wise for me, because when I started, it just started at the beginning of the video. But I like scrolled through a little bit, and I had you on 50%. And it sounds like a drunk cast.
It does.
Like, people are drunk. I was so surprised at how effective it was.
It's actually really funny. So I would actually recommend, if you guys are ever bored and you are BaseTradeTV fans, go through, catch a VOD and watch on 50% speed. If you don't know how to do that on YouTube, you can click the little cogwheel and hit speed and change it to 0.5. And it yields some pretty funny results, I'm not going to lie. Like, it's pretty good. Anyways, Oracle comes back to the main. No defense over here, so probes are a little bit startled by this. They're pulled away, so it's limited energy, so it's not going to get that much. Overcharge barely doesn't finish it off, but 12 kills out of this Oracle to TAiLS. It's made it not too bad, considering how shut down it was early on.
Well, now he's up 10 plus workers, so it is pretty good.
I'm so disappointed with whoever lives on Abyssal Reef. I just realized this tired dumping ground. Just dropping wheels at the bottom of the ocean. You can't even drive down here.
Oh, yeah. In a chest. I don't know, man.
Literally.
Well, I mean, there's Hellions.
I bet they don't even take their pop things and cut them out. You know, you're supposed to like cut so the
Dangerous.
seals don't get stuck on them and stuff.
Yeah, I know. I don't think, like, you're talking about like pop, like soda rings. I don't think seals are
soda.
Small. Okay, anyways.
Soda.
But the thing is that TAiLS might not have an economic lead. He has still lost out hard in the army supply from the get-go. And that is really added up here. He might have an upgrade lead, but that army, the Adept Shade's in here. Sentries tried their best to help, but what do they matter when the Shade still got through?
Yeah, this was kind of the reckoning, the reckoning. Billowy just coming in with so much more army supply. GG gets called, and that's going to be the series 2-1 in the favor of Billowy, who will now move on to fight against Innovation. Also, our new emotes did go live, as we see some people using them in chat. Ace K being one of them. If you don't know the memes behind the catch-up, well, you're probably better off for it. I did realize, though, that if you put the Ace K emote immediately above somebody else's emote, it looks pretty delicious. So, for example, I don't know the code off the top of my head. I gotta go look this up real quick. Miss Spite has one. You guys can see all the millions of people I'm subbed to, right? Or here, Nate's got chicken tendies. This will be a good example. So, first you start. This is like this is an emoticon recipe, okay? You start by hitting the ketchup emote. Then you gotta put what you're pouring the ketchup on in chat, and it just becomes immediately delicious. Somebody clip that and send it to Nate, please. But cut out the part where I said somebody clip this and send it to Nate, please.
It's the only thing they're gonna clip now.
I know. We're gonna go to commercial break, I guess, and we'll get the next series sorted up here pretty quick. It's gonna start with Abyssal Reef. It's gonna be Innovation versus Billowy TVP. Remember to go to the Match Arena page by typing !Match Arena in chat. We've used up about a quarter of the codes so far. Let's make sure to bring this up to an even $200 at least before the end of the cast today. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.